A very good evening. It's a Friday evening. Thank you very much for choosing GHOne TV. Yes, we're rounded up into the weekend in style, and we're bringing you nothing than the best of stories that you've been looking forward to. Well, before we fill you in with the details, let's look at some of the top stories that we have for you tonight. Coming up in the next 60 minutes, Supreme Court nominee Justice Ackaah-Boafo cautions citizens against irresponsible speech, expressing concern about growing trend of online abuse.
If you go on social media and you use that to abuse somebody, and the person thinks that he's defamed, I think that going to the court will not be gagging anybody. There must be responsibility. People must be responsible on social media.
Also coming up tonight, Cabinet approves Ghana Medical Trust Fund bill, paving way for parliamentary consideration.
We're going to appoint independent trustees, people who are distinguished and well recognized in this country, to administer the fund.
Well, tonight we'll bring you some security issues, and here police on manhunt for man seen in viral video obstructing police officers in the line of duty and threatening to shoot any officer who stops him for a search.
And IGP, you people just do your work. If you don't put your police people on workshop and school them on law, me, if I'm strapped and I see anything that is misconduct.
Interesting times tonight, as we'll also be bringing you some updates from our world of business. And here, NLC declares CLOGSAG strike illegal as it orders the civil servants to return to work immediately. So tonight we have these and many other interesting stories making the 1 hour bulletin. Stay with us as we share some sports updates with you and fill you in on international stories. My name is Kweku, and I'm coming back shortly with the latest from our world of news.
Always count on is that the sun will always rise. A new beginning each day to do better and achieve more. For as long as you can remember, NLA has always been here.
Indeed, we're grateful for your time, for keeping faith with us. So this time of the bulletin, we're ready to bring you our detailed stories. So let's start with the Judiciary. As Supreme Court nominee, Justice Kweku Ackaah-Boafo has expressed concerns about growing trend in misuse of digital platforms and online abuse. Appearing before Parliament's Appointments Committee, he also strongly condemned mob justice, emphasizing that no individual or group has the right to take the law into their own hands. Responding to a question from Minority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin, Justice Ackaah-Boafo insisted that all legal matters must be addressed through the country's judicial process as enshrined in the Constitution. Well, prior to his vetting, Chairman of the Appointments Committee confirmed that the dismissal of a petition seeking to block his vetting as baseless. Our legal affairs correspondent Mutala Enusa has more.
The Appointment Committee of Parliament has concluded its work on the vetting of the 7 nominees for the Supreme Court after the vetting of Justice Kweku Ackaah-Boafo. Justice Ackaah-Boafo's vetting was rescheduled following a petition that was presented to Parliament. But before his vetting began, the Appointment Committee Chairman Bernard Ahiabo set the tone for the vetting of Justice Kweku Ackaah-Boafo, first by dismissing the petition as being baseless.
The committee this morning ruled that the petition is frivolous, vexatious, worthless, unmeritorious, and it is baseless in law and the facts. A complete abuse of the process.
He has also been explaining the basis for the dismissal of the petition.
The petition was against the nomination. Appointment Committee doesn't nominate. We vet and recommend to the House in our report for approval. So if the petition is against the nomination and we are not the nominating authority, then ipso facto we should even not be looking at this particular petition.
Justice Kweku Ackaah-Boafo, who had the moment, expressed his experiences on the law, personal experiences and as a judge, and of course has been wading into some recommendations.
Law then said, freedom. If you want to deserve freedom, the press deserving freedom, they must work for it, because free speech is not taken. In Pakenham and North Carolina, Justice Scalia said, acting on social media, it is like the old style writing in newspapers. Therefore, there must be some guidelines there. So if you go on social media and you use that to abuse somebody, and the person thinks that he's defamed, I think that going into the court will not be gagging anybody. There must be responsibility. People must be responsible on social media.
As it stands, the committee will have to present their report to Parliament determining the approval or otherwise of the justices. Should all of them are approved, it means Ghana will now have 20 justices with 13 on the current bench.
I promise on my honor to be faithful and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. Thank you.
I promise to hold in high esteem our heritage won for us through the blood of our fathers.
From the Appointment Committee and Parliament, Mutala Enusa, GHOne.
Well, away from the judiciary, let's quickly dash to the presidency, where President John Dramani Mahama has announced that Cabinet has approved the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, that's Mahama Care Bill, a comprehensive policy aimed at funding the treatment of chronic health conditions for underprivileged patients in the country. Well, the proposed legislation, which is expected to be laid before Parliament for consideration in the coming weeks, will focus on target support for specialist level treatment for a wide range of chronic illnesses, including cancers, cardiovascular diseases, chronic kidney failure, stroke, amongst others. Well, speaking after receiving 1,002,000 cedis donation to the Ghana Medical Trust Fund by various security agencies under the Ministry of Interior, President Mahama said independent trustees will be appointed to administer the fund after Parliament passes the bill into law.
Since the launch, we've been working on the bill. The committee that we set up presented us with the policy guidelines, and based on the policy guidelines, we've fashioned out the bill. I'm happy to say only yesterday, Cabinet approved the bill for onward transmission to Parliament. So once Parliament passes it into law, then it opens the way for us to appoint the trustees. And we're going to appoint independent trustees, people who are distinguished and well recognized in this country, to administer the fund. The funding will come from the uncapped portion of the National Health Insurance levy. It used to be capped, and so a certain amount of it used to end up in the consolidated fund. The Minister of Finance has given it up, and so the full financing is going to the National Health Insurance Authority, and so we've asked them to reserve a portion of it to fund Mahama Cares.
So still at the presidency, President John Dramani Mahama has announced the allocation of 1 billion cedis for the retooling of agencies under the Interior Ministry. Well, the fund has been set aside for the procurement of new equipments and vehicles for the fire, police, immigration and prison services, as well as the Ghana Refugee Board and the Narcotics Control Commission.
I know you work under difficult circumstances, and we've actually been discussing with the Minister of Interior how we can retool your services so that you have the equipment and logistics to be able to do your work. And so we had a National Security Council meeting this afternoon, and I managed to squeeze the Minister of Finance hand behind his back, and we'll get a budget of 1 billion cedis for retooling of your various services. Fire service needs fire equipment urgently, and I don't, let me say, I empathize with my sister here. When the fire service arrives late, people get angry, but they just don't have the fire tenders. There's not been a retooling. Most of those tenders are broken down. So I urge the public to be patient with our fire officers. They are working under difficult circumstances. And so one of the priorities will be to get some new fire tenders for you. Yeah. The police have to confront armed robbers every day, and you don't expect them to do it in light-skinned vehicles. The armed robbers are well armed with AK-47s. They fire back at them. And so getting them armored-plated vehicles for their patrol, highway patrols and things is also something that we'll look at. Immigration, prisons, they don't have mobility. Most of the vehicles you have are 10 years old, broken down. And so we'll consider getting some vehicles for you so that you have a mandate to look after us, but we must help you to look after us. And so I can assure you that getting equipment and logistics for you to do your work will be one of our priorities.
All right, so let's now delve into some security matters. And here, the Accra Regional Police Command is on a manhunt for a man seen in a viral video on social media obstructing police officers in the lawful execution of their duties. Well, the individual is seen in another video subsequently issuing a direct threat to the Ghana Police Service. Details in the following report.
I'm the client. You need to search him. Then you have a problem with his car. So who are you to search me?
You know what? You do the search yourself for us to witness.
No, okay? I'm not searching myself.
If you are respecting that too,
listen.
We are going to move to the nearest police station.
And I say, listen to me. I swear to God.
That incident, which occurred on the road, was recorded by the individual himself and clearly shows him obstructing a lawful police duty. These actions are not only criminal under Ghanaian law, but also undermine police authority and threaten public order. The Accra Regional Police Command condemns these acts of interference and threats. Obstructing a police officer in the line of duty and issuing threats against public officials or institutions are both serious and criminal offenses.
I sent this message to IGP. See, if you don't sit down with your police people and put them on workshop and school them on how they attend to people on street. See, next time when I strap, I will shoot somebody and it will be a case. This is the third time this thing is happening. Right? This is a warning. I swear to God, this is a warning. And IGP, you people, just do your work. If you don't put your police people on workshop and school them on law, me, if I'm strapped and I see anything that is misconduct, I won't bring it to court. I will shoot.
The individual involved is urged to report to the nearest police station to assist with investigations. Efforts are currently underway to identify and apprehend the suspect for prosecution. Citizens with information that may support the ongoing investigation are encouraged to report to the nearest police station or contact the police on emergency numbers 18555 or 112. The statement signed by the Accra Regional Police PRO assured the command remains committed to ensuring public safety and the rule of law. The public is reminded to refrain from obstructing law enforcement officers and to seek redress for grievances through appropriate legal channels.
Well, the police is looking for him. If you have any information or if he's your family member, just kindly advise him to report to the Accra Regional Police Command. We'll take some more local stories, and here the Ghana Coalition of NGOs in Health has selected 100 Queen mothers to spearhead a vaccination campaign in communities with high rates of immunization default. While Ghana's expanded program on immunization has significantly reduced death in children under 5 from 111 to 40%, that's 1,000 lives births. The coalition says more efforts is needed to bridge the remaining gap. Well, the Queen mothers will lead advocacy efforts to counter myths and misinformation, driving vaccine hesitancy within their traditional jurisdiction.
Instituted in the year 1978 to reduce the country's burden on vaccine-preventable diseases. From an initial 6 vaccines for pregnant women and children under 12, the program has expanded to accommodate 11 vaccines for 14 diseases. It has been successful in reducing infant mortality and morbidity from diseases like measles, neonatal tetanus, meningitis type A, dysentery, pneumonia, and wild polio. Despite these gains, the Ghana Coalition of NGOs in Health indicates that there is a yawning gap fueled by vaccine hesitancy and anti-vaccine campaigns in several communities in Ghana.
We have 100 districts in 10,000 communities. Every district, we are having 10 communities, select communities. We had a baseline of routine immunization, and we expect them that at the end of the project period that we can actually see the significance and the contribution they are making, because we are using the baseline and the end of project baseline to show. And we don't want any child to be left behind.
The coalition is courting the influence of Queen mothers to lead a vaccines campaign in communities with low uptake of vaccines. Vice Chairman for the coalition, Nisa Okwesidaku Alaza, is positive the influence the Queen mothers wield will help dispel the misconceptions and build the trust of defaulting communities to avail themselves for vaccines.
Ghana demography shows that women are more than we the men. And women normally listen to each other more than people.
It will strengthen our communities and protect our children.
As part of the expanded program on immunization, the Ministry of Health is considering a number of initiatives, including the introduction of HPV vaccines against cervical cancer and expanding malaria vaccines to unreached regions. For GHOne News, Ivan Heathcote Fumado, Ultimate FM, Kumasi.
Away from the Ashanti region, let's dash to the Western region, where the Western Regional Health Directorate has reactivated its public health emergency response team to combat mpox. Well, the Directorate is also concerned about a spike in maternal deaths. There's more in the following report.
Speaking at the Western Region Development Retreat, Regional Health Directorate Chief Pharmacist Kweku revealed that the region has reported a major chunk of the total national mpox cases. He revealed that 187 suspected and 43 confirmed mpox cases have been recorded in the Western region, contributing to 71% of the country's 107 cases. He noted that the region has reactivated its public health emergency response team and intensified active surveillance to curb the spread of mpox.
Case that we see, we identify the contacts. So if I am the positive person, they look at the contacts I have had. So we identify these contacts. So like I said from the beginning, we have 175 suspected cases. I have 246 contacts that have been listed. And then we follow up on these contacts to see whether they will also become positive. And there's effective risk communication ongoing, where what I'm doing right now, I've just chipped through some risk communication. There's active one going on radio, churches, one-to-one engagement. These are all ongoing.
Meanwhile, maternal death figures show 25 fatalities in the region from January to May 2025, exceeding 2024's numbers for the same period. He revealed the causes of such maternal deaths.
I think that have been identified is late reporting to the hospital, and sometimes also referrals from the hinterlands to the main hospitals where the cases can be better managed. The delays in referring, it has also been identified as one of the problems. And some of the bad routes, for some of the places where the CHIPS compounds and health centers are, even the route from, for example, even just take a disco, Agnon-Quantas disco. If a pregnant woman is referred on that stretch, by the time the person gets to Efiam Quanta, or the case would have been lost. So these are some of the challenges. The bad roads are also part of the challenges that we are having in getting some of these cases.
9 of the region's 14 districts have been affected, with Takwang Swayem having the highest number.
Well, we'll do more stories, and here in a world of interconnected health challenges, learning from life experiences outside the classroom is proving more crucial than ever. Well, a team from the New York University's Rory Myers College of Nursing is in Ghana for a 3rd year, working alongside local health institutions to train the next generation of nurses on the ground in communities and beyond textbooks. Well, their work in partnership with the Ghana Health Service is not only shaping better practitioners, but also inspiring a stronger global commitment to preventive health care.
They came not as tourists, but as learners. For the 3rd year running, nursing students from the New York University's Rory Myers College are in Ghana, not to observe from a distance, but to immerse themselves in how health is understood, practiced, and delivered in real communities. Led by clinical professor Ruben Clark, the program exposes students to the social determinants of health, from food security and sanitation to education and access to care, all aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
So they learn here instead of just reading it in a book. They see it in action here in Ghana. So it makes much more lasting memories for them as they move forward.
For many of these NYU students, it's their first time providing care outside the hospital environment. Here, they are learning to adapt to the noise, the culture, and the realities of community health delivery in Ghana.
The students read ahead of time about Ghana, but you can only read so much, and then you need to be here on the ground, meeting people, interacting with people at a variety of levels to know how Ghana functions from a healthcare system, but from a policy system, from an agriculture system, from feeding the population. So students around the world in nursing identify the social determinants of health.
This is global health in action, rooted in partnership, grounded in respect, and focused on impact. And for Professor Clark and her team, the message is clear. Ghana is not just a teaching ground, is a mirror for its shared challenges and solutions.
All right, so still with health, a silent health crisis is brewing across Ghana, sparked not by infections, but by what's on our plates and how little we move. Well, from processed foods to vanishing bicycles, global health expert Professor Robin Clark is raising the alarm after nearly 2 decades of work in Ghana. Well, she says rising obesity, hypertension, and diabetes are signs of a dangerous lifestyle shift, and the time to act is now.
In towns and cities across Ghana, a quiet transformation is taking place. Bicycles are disappearing, motorbikes are multiplying, and more people are reaching for quick, processed meals over traditional and homegrown food. Professor Robin Clark of New York University's Rory Meyers College of Nursing has spent 19 years studying health trends in Ghana. What she is seeing now is cause for concern. People are getting bigger and bigger. Their hearts are struggling, blood vessels are shrinking, hypertension and diabetes are rising, and these are lifelong conditions once they start.
Their vessels in their heart are going smaller and smaller, so they're having more hypertension. Because of the processed food, they have more diabetes. Once you get them, they're lifelong. You should be taking medication for the rest of your life.
The root causes? Poor eating habits, lack of physical activity, and a wrong dependence on processed foods over Ghana's rich and natural produce.
So why don't we go back to eating healthier foods, not processed foods, getting out and working hard and running and moving and intentionally doing that.
But the health dangers don't stop there. At community screening clinics led by NYU nursing students, breast cancer has also emerged as a major concern, with dangerously high mortality rate due to part of the low awareness and late detection. The call to action is clear: return to traditional diets, walk more, move more, and educate communities, especially women, on early health checks.
As a woman, you should know your body well. So you have to do your breast examination on a monthly basis. We are telling them within the month when you are supposed to do your breast examination. And then when you find an abnormal lump, don't be scared. Not all the lumps are cancerous. So just approach us. We'll take you through the normal process. Then if it is not cancerous, we tell you what to do. If it is cancerous, it's not difficult because we picked it early. Then we know the kind of treatment to also walk you through.
The Malamata Market Health Screening Exercise was organized jointly with the Social Enterprise Ghana, led by Edwin Zu Kuju.
The community must ensure that their health is prioritized in all the things that they do. We believe that health is money, so in your endeavor to make money, you must also take care of your health.
According to health experts, it's not too late to reverse this alarming trend. Health is in our hands, but it begins with what we eat, how we live, and how much we care to act before it's too late.
All right, so we're grateful for your time. We're taking a break at this moment. We're coming back shortly with some more updates. Do stay with us. The program is still News Tonight. My name is Kweku, and we'll be back shortly. All right, so we're grateful for your time. Well, it's now time for me to bring you all the updates you're waiting for from our world of business. All right, so tonight in business, we're talking about bank assurance, and by no other than GCB. I've been joined tonight by acting team lead at Bank Assurance, Saida Haruna. Saida, I trust you're doing great.
Yes, I'm fine.
It's such an honor having you right here in my studio, obviously, to talk about bank assurance. Well, it jitters my business part up, but let me just quickly bring our viewers up to speed. So when we talk about bank assurance, what are we talking about?
So bank assurance is a partnership between a bank and an insurance provider to provide insurance solutions for customers via or through the bank's channel. Basically, at GCB, we partner with Star Life, and this is not just because Star Life has made their mark in the insurance industry, but also we share same values.
Oh, all right.
And so you see this in our brand promise. With GCB, we say your bank for life, and with Star Life, they say your solid partner for life. So it means that
it all has the life in there.
Yes,
absolutely.
It means that with GCB Bank Assurance, you are not only getting financial products, but you are also getting a lifelong partners who are dedicated to your security, growth, and peace of mind. Basically, that's it.
I want to get a bit of a difference, and here I want my viewers to get a clearer understanding. So I'm trying to find out, how does this bank assurance differ from buying, when we say, traditional insurance? Okay, just go ahead.
Thank you. So for bank assurance, it offers an unmatched convenience because the customer gets all the insurance solutions that they need at one place. So it offers a one-stop financial shop for customers.
Side, I have to break this down for my viewer out there. Okay. I mean, the advantage this is presenting, because I'm excited about it.
Yes, so it ensures that the customer get convenience, not just getting banking products, but also getting insurance product at one place. So it integrates insurance services into our everyday banking experience, giving us a holistic financial view or experience at one place. It also ensures that customers get tailored insurance solutions that meet their financial needs. So with GCB Bank Assurance, you get special features such as the cash bonus and the premium waiver, which meets
because I was coming to that. I'm glad you mentioned GCB. So yes, you can look around, but when I walk into GCB, and GCB has been with us throughout the years, and it's bank assurance, what am I getting? What is the difference? Why should I move into GCB for it?
So you are getting an opportunity to have a financial plan that would safeguard your future, protect you against life unexpected happenings, protect your loved ones, and give you an opportunity to have an income replacement plan as well, against life unforeseen circumstances such as death and total and permanent disabilities. Yes.
I really wish you could break it down further, but here I'm tempted to get some of the specific products that I can get under the GCB Bank Assurance.
So with GCB Bank Assurance, we offer a wide range of life insurance policies. We have the child education.
Oh, my child is taken care of.
Yes,
education.
so your child's education is guaranteed,
right,
even in the eventuality of death.
I'm not going, but just in case.
Yes.
Allah calls me earlier.
Yes.
I mean, there's assurance.
There's an assurance that your child's education would continue. We also have the Wealth Master Plan that ensures that you can dream financially and see your dream come true. We also have the Ultimate Protection Plan. This is the income replacement plan that protects you against death, total and permanent disability, and critical illness. Finally, we have the Home Call Plan that ensures that you and your loved ones have dignified farewells. Yes.
It looks well planned and well outlined.
Yes.
I see, and it's a growing concern amongst the populace that, look, when it comes to claims, the story sometimes is a little bit different. I don't want you to school my viewers when it comes to claims, how easy it is, how can you go about it when it comes to, GCB Bank Assurance.
So with GCB Bank Assurance, it is our priority to make you have a simplified and easy and convenient experience. So I would like to say that at GCB, we do not have a claim process at all. You just have to make sure that all the terms and conditions are being met, and your claim could be paid out within 48 hours. You first notify us of the occurrence of the event. We do an assessment. You provide us with all the required documents. An approval is given, and your claims are being paid out. We love to pay claims, actually.
Television gets results. Now they are watching and a lot are asking because calls are going to start coming to me. But they shouldn't direct GCB Bank Assurance to me. I want you to break it down for our viewers. Where can they go? Where can they move to if you want to get all these benefits we're talking about?
Okay.
Is there a specific one GCB bank that you can move into, and that's the only place that you can get this?
No, please. So for more information on bank assurance, everybody should visit our website at www.gcb.com.gh and our social media platforms to learn more about the GCB Bank Assurance products. Also, you can call our customer service on 0800 422 422 or WhatsApp us on 0202 422 422. Yes, and you get.
I beg to say the numbers were very quick. Just take your time.
Sorry.
You can look into the cameras and reach out. No, this particular one, yeah.
Okay, so everybody, I entreat everybody to visit us on the GCB website page at www.gcb.com.gh to learn more about GCB Bank Assurance products. Also, you can visit us on our social media platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. We are everywhere. You can also call our 24/7 customer service experience to learn more about bank assurance on 0800 422 422 or just WhatsApp us on 0202 422 422. Thank you.
Saida, thank you so much. But I can't let you go without allowing you to say your final words. They are there listening to you. All are excited about bank assurance. Just go ahead if you have any final words for them.
Okay, so I would say that bank assurance is a smart way to safeguard your future against unforeseen circumstances of life. I entreat everybody, whether you are a GCB customer or not, walk into any of our 184 branches or our 19 agencies and sign up on one or more bank assurance policy. This would ensure that you build your future and protect it as well. Thank you.
Build my future, protect it as well, and even the aspect about my children, what I like more. Saida, thank you so much for joining me right here in the studios. And we're coming over to all the branches, and before then even we'll go online and check the website and get all the updates about GCB Bank Assurance. Once again, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you very much for
We'll stay on business some more as the National Labour Commission, that's the NLC, has directed the Civil and Local Government Staff Association Ghana, that's CLOGSAG, to call off its 4-day-old industrial action with immediate effect. Well, CLOGSAG had instructed all staff members of the birth and death registry nationwide to embark on working environment and implementation of a new salary structure, among other concerns. However, following a crunch meeting with CLOGSAG executives, management of the birth and death registry and the National Labour Commission on June 19, 2025, it was determined that the strike violates section 159 and 160 of the Labour Act 1651. Well, in light of this, the NLC has expressly directed CLOGSAG to call off the industrial action with immediate effect and resume work. So yes, CLOGSAG is being called on to resume work. taking advantage of its ongoing too much money promotion. Speaking to GHOne News at a reward event on Friday, the executive head for the Accra East region, Samuel Jima, cautioned the public to ignore suspicious messages and verify all communications claiming to be from the company.
Money Promo is a customer reward initiative by Telecel Ghana aimed at appreciating loyal users with cash prizes and other giveaways. At the award ceremony held in Ashaman on Friday, June 20, 2025, winning customers went home with smiling faces. But beyond the excitement, the company used the opportunity to raise awareness about fraudulent schemes linked to the promo. Speaking to GHOne News, Executive Head for the Accra East region for Telecel, Samuel Jima, urged the public to stay vigilant and report any suspicious activity to help protect the integrity of the campaign.
Too much money promo has been brought by Telecel to reward our loyal customers. The caution we want to give to all our subscribers, for all those who are part of the promo, is that Telecel will not call you and ask you to give your password. Neither would we send you any OTP and ask you to mention out the OTP. When you win, we are going to send the cash straight to your Telecel cash wallet. So for everyone who opts into the promo, we encourage you to activate your Telecel cash wallet. And you activate it by dialing star 110 hash, and you take the necessary step and activate it.
Among the winners was Eugenia Lariba, who received a cash prize of 20,000 Ghana cedis at the ceremony. She expressed her excitement and gratitude to Telecel Ghana and encouraged other customers to continue participating in the ongoing promotion.
Join the promo, it's real. I didn't expect to win 20,000 today. Honestly, I was expecting 100 cedis daily, but God did, so I had 20,000 today. I will tell them thank you. And to everyone, Telecel is not asking to pay anything. Just buy your normal bundles from 5 cities and above, and you can get a chance to win 20,000 or the 1.2 million.
Telecel Ghana says the promotion is still ongoing, with more winners expected in the coming weeks. The company revealed that the grand prize of 1.2 million cedis will be awarded at the end of the campaign by September this year.
All right, so that's about all we have for you in business. We're not done with the bulletin. You're enjoying some sports updates very shortly with Benghazi. We'll be back with some more. Stay with us.
We have championship with 3 friendly games arranged for the team, in Morocco, where they're currently based. First of all, we'll play against Malawi in the first game, then Botswana and Nigeria. The games are part of head coach Kim Job Crane's border plan to help the team build cohesion, assess technical readiness, and game match sharpness ahead of the continental showpiece in Morocco. Ghana will first host Malawi on Friday, June 21, then face Botswana 4 days later. The final warm-up fixture will be against rivals Nigeria on Saturday, 29th of June at the Lunaria Complex Hall in Morocco. From the Queens, let's check out some news from the Phobians. We have to focus appointed Masoud Didi Dramani as the club's new head coach on a 2-year contract. The former Black deputy coach won the league twice as head coach of Kotoko and has signed a 2-year deal with the Phobian club. His immediate task will be to prepare the Phobians for the upcoming President's Cup against their rivals, the Fabulous Lads, at the Accra Sports Stadium. Dramani's most recent job was with the Right to Dream Academy, where he served as the head of football at the academy. For now, let's check out some interesting stories from, of course, Ghana football and Premier League football. Next season, we'll see Hohoi featuring prominently because they have a team that have qualified for the Ghana Premier League, known as Hohoi United. The story we told it on this evening at 9:30 p.m. on GHOne TV by my colleague, Jones RG. First of all, let's take a quick snip or preview ahead of that big story at 9:30 p.m. of Hohoi United, and of course, their venture into the Ghana Premier League.
Hohoi United are in the Ghana Premier League for the very first time. We are in Hohoi to talk to the players.
All I could say is Alhamdulillah 3 times. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. At least we really appreciate the support.
We are in Hohoi to talk to the folks, the people who make Hohoi United. It is Coronation Day. Hohoi United face Home Stars. What should we expect from them?
As a Muslim, inshallah, I pray within the first 6 will be among the first 6. I'm telling you.
Hohoi United, women, Azi, we are coming like Ackaah. In fact, the Premier League, Ghana Premier League, Hohoi United, we are coming like Ackaah. And all the teams we watch out, Ackaah-Boafo, Asante Kotoko, we are bringing them down.
Come on this journey, Bamijo.
Joe Hohoi, and of course 9:30 p.m. tonight on GHOne TV. The story of Hohoi United on GHOne. That's it for myself and a team on sports. Kweku takes over and continues with the news.
Well, thank you very much, Benghazi. Definitely, if we decide to switch teams, we are going with Hohoi United. Well, let's move to the presidency, where President John Dramani Mahama is promising a major road infrastructure boost for the Bono East, Savannah, and Upper West regions. During his thank you tour of the Savannah region, the president assured residents that his government will prioritize a long-awaited construction of the Techimambole-Wa Highway, a project seen as critical to regional economic growth and connectivity. Details in the following report.
Hope is on the horizon for travelers and residents of the Bono East, Savannah, and Upper West regions as President John Dramani Mahama pledges to construct the long-neglected Techimambole-Wa Highway. Speaking during his thank you tour of the Savannah region, the President acknowledged the region's strong support during the 2024 elections and assured the people that improved infrastructure is a top priority.
Roads are not just physical structures. They are instruments of progress. The Techimambole-Wa Road remains a strategic priority for this government because it connects the Middle Belt to the north and facilitates trade and livestock. I've instructed the Minister for Roads and Highways to start the procurement process to see the construction of that road this year. We have put it under the big push, so the money is available.
In addition to roads, President Mahama announced plans for a new public university in Damongo and a technical and vocational education training TVET center in Salaga. Initiatives are aimed at improving access to education.
We're taking bold steps to transform the educational landscape of Savannah. I'm happy to announce that a public university will be established in the Savannah region. This university will train the human resource necessary to drive our Feed Ghana program and agriculture for economic transformation agenda.
The president, joined by top government officials and party executives, was warmly welcomed by the Japa Palace by Yagbamura Bikunutu Swale Jehu I and other traditional leaders. The Yagbamura appealed to the president to harness the region's untapped mineral wealth to create jobs for the youth.
We are confident that your leadership will see these vital corridors prioritized to boost mobility and economic growth.
Paramount Chief of JAMA, Professor Lanja Gokali, praised the President's development vision and expressed confidence in his leadership.
All in all, it has been a fantastic, opportunity to hear him saying these are the things that he's going to develop, and we are very, very excited.
As residents await the rollout of the Promise Road project, the President's assurance has renewed optimism for a better connected and economically vibrant northern Ghana.
All right, so just some more stories, and here in a lively session filled with humor and genuine camaraderie, first-time MP Elvis Osei-Mensah Dapaah shows that sometimes the best way to connect with your constituents is simply to speak up and not to be afraid to have a little fun while speaking. Well, Elikle Meuku has more in the following report.
There's a joint statement on the city appreciation and Ghana's agriculture opportunity by the minority leader Osahene Alexander Kwame Nafanyamakin and Honorable Elvis Osei-Mensah Dapaah. Joint statement. Yes, Honorable, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to make this statement.
What's the surest way to grab your constituents' attention? I know one foolproof method. Make a statement and be sure to make an impact while at it.
Diplomacy is key and must know that there are some things that should and must not be openly, overtly, or covertly putting out there.
Yep, that's all it takes. And that's exactly what the Ahafo-Ano Southwest MP did. First-time MP Elvis Osei-Mensah Dapaah was presenting a joint statement, emphasis on joint. However, he did all the reading, while his leader, Alexander Fenemakin, handled all the gesticulations. I'm sure you noticed Okankwe Central MP, Patrick Boama, showing his support, though his encouragement was often interrupted by bouts of laughter.
This pattern is not limiting the...
But what could be going through the mind of former Minister for Wait for It, Education, who might have a point in time been a teacher for reading and comprehension?
7.6 million USD.
Yeah, we all break character sometimes, but what matters most is taking that leap.
Loaded agenda.
Honorable members, please.
We have a very loaded agenda today, except that we want to commend the first timer for his courage, his bravery. Speaking in this house is not an easy thing, and there are many that come here and for several years they still cannot find their voice on the floor of this house. Mr. Speaker, I am therefore encouraging our first timers. It doesn't matter how many times you make a mistake. It doesn't matter how many times you make a mistake. Get out of your shells. And also avail yourselves to be trained and mentored. If you are a first timer and you see yourself as a master, you won't learn.
So what did we learn? For one, sometimes you don't have to take yourself too seriously. Honestly,